totally 80 qualities. So 40 qualities of Lord Ramachandra and 40 qualities of Lord Sri Krishna. So we will hear that. So what are the qualities of the Supreme Personality of Godhead? It's going to be really, really amazing and awesome. So let us begin. Let's start with the prayers. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudhirayet. Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langhayate Girim Yat Kripatamaham Vande Shri Gurum Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram Harihi Om Tat Sat. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pasyatya Desha Tarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. All right. So we're talking about qualities of Lord Sri Ramachandra and qualities of Lord Sri Krishna. Okay, so it's going to be very wonderful because I'm going to talk about 40 qualities of Lord Rama and 40 qualities of Lord Krishna. Of course, the Supreme Personality of Godhead is the reservoir of all good qualities. And it is not possible for us to count his qualities because he has got innumerable or infinite or uncountable number of qualities. So that is the speciality of Lord Rama or Lord Sri Krishna, or the absolute truth. Okay. So Lord Rama, Lord Krishna are the same. So we're going to start with the wonderful qualities of Lord Ramachandra. Before I begin, I would like to tell you something very interesting. You see, it's not possible to explain about the qualities of Lord Rama or Lord Krishna. The reason is, you see, Ananta Shesha has been trying to glorify the Supreme Personality of Godhead since the beginning of the creation, since time immemorial, with his infinite hoods. And he has never exhausted glorifying the Supreme Personality of Godhead because he has never still exhausted the qualities of Lord. Because the Lord is unlimitedly full of qualities. So if we have to actually discuss all the qualities of the Lord, this class is obviously not enough. But for our limited understanding, I've taken some important qualities, qualities of Lord Ramachandra from Valmiki Ramayana and qualities of Lord Krishna from Srimad Bhagavatam. How many of you are interested to hear about this wonderful 80 qualities of Lord Krishna and Lord Rama? Type me in the chat. Let me see how many of you are ready for it. All right. Okay. So let us begin with the wonderful qualities of Lord Sri Ramachandra. So the first quality of Lord Sri Ramachandra is that he is completely, fully adorned with virtues. So very nice virtuous habits, virtues, all the good things are present in Lord Ramachandra. And the second quality is that he is the greatest of all. So how are these qualities coming? First of all, let me give you a little bit of context. So these qualities are spoken by whom and to whom? Whom and to whom? Right? So these are coming from Valmiki Ramayana. And this comes in the Balakanda first chapter. So where sage Valmiki is meeting his spiritual master Narada. So we all know Vyasadev's spiritual master is Narada. And even Valmiki's spiritual master is also Narada. And so Narada is actually the cause even for Valmiki Ramayana. He's the cause even for Srimad Bhagavatam. So how many of you didn't know that? Type me in the chat that you got to know something new today. That, even Narada inspired Valmiki Ramayana also. Right? So such a wonderful inspiration of Narada. Okay, so the thing is, Valmiki, he asked this question in the form of a question. He asked that, can you tell me currently who is the one who has all these qualities? So who is the person who is having all of these wonderful qualities? So it goes like this: Dharmajnascha Kritajnascha. It starts like that. Okay, so it's a very, very wonderful thing. So it starts from Valmiki Ramayana, from the Balakanda. This is the first verse of Valmiki Ramayana. That is the first shloka of Valmiki Ramayana, starts like that. Okay, so that's what happens. So there's a very, very wonderful qualities. So it starts like this: Kon vasmin sampratam loke gunavan kascha viryavan dharmajnascha kritajnascha satyavakyo dhrudavratah. So excuse me, a little bit of Sanskrit now, and then we'll go to simple plain English. So the question asked by Valmiki to Narada is, can you tell me who in the world today is endowed with these excellent qualities of prowess, righteousness, gratitude, truthfulness, and firmness in his vows? Charitreణ చ को युक्तः सर्वभूतेषु को हितः विद्वान् कः कस्म अर्थश्च कश्चै प्रियदर्शनः. So who is that one who is gifted with good conduct, given to the well-being of all living creatures, learned in all the knowledge of the Vedas, capable of doing things which others cannot do, and who is very, very handsome? आत्मवान को जितक्रोधो द्युतिमान कोन अनसूयकः कस्य बिभ्यति देवश्च जातरोषस्य संयुगे. Who is self-restrained, who has conquered anger, who is endowed with brilliance and free from envy? Who is that when excited to wrath even the devatas are afraid of? So these were the questions. So 16 qualities have been asked. So now let's go one by one in simple plain English. All right. So first quality that I said is that Lord Ramachandra is fully adorned with wonderful virtues. He's full of virtues. The second quality is that he is the greatest of all. And the third quality of Lord Sri Ramachandra is that he is a scholar. And the fourth quality of Lord Ramachandra is that he's very, very powerful. So he's very strong. The fifth quality is that Lord Rama is strong-willed. So how many of you think that having a very strong will is important? Type me in the chat. That, for a strong leader should have a strong will. Weak will, weak leader. So the topmost leader should have the strongest will. Right? Topmost leader. And then we will see more. And then it has been described here that he is courageous. So he is not scared of anybody. So he is ready to face anyone and anybody he can take on in the war. And he is very skilled in speaking. And he has got very good nature. And he is a sustainer of everybody. Sustainer of everybody. That's a very important quality, because a king sustains all the praja. That is, all the subjects of his kingdom. The king must be sustaining them. But you see, the Supreme Personality of Godhead is the king of all the kings. So if he's the king of all the universes, if he's king of all the living entities, then he's the one who is actually sustaining all the living entities. Now let us see another quality. How many of you think that gratefulness is an important quality? Okay, type me in the chat. To be thanking for what you already have. So Lord Ramachandra used to be very grateful, or he is still, of course. Lord Ramachandra is very grateful in nature. That means any service rendered to him, he will remember that. But any harm done to him, he will forget it. So that is a wonderful quality of Lord Rama. Okay? So like that, let us see some more qualities. And he has got very, very good conduct. That is the next quality. And another important point about him is that he never gives up his promise. How many of you think that it is very important that a leader must never give up his promise? That if a leader is giving a promise, right, he must not take it back. How many of you think that it's a very important quality, right? So Lord Ramachandra, he never, ever gives up his promise. So if he is a word, if he gives a word, that's a word. And then he's an expert. So one of the qualities of Lord Rama is that he's an expert. So another quality is that he is saintly in nature. He is a saintly personality. And then let us see some more. And he is always working for the benefit of others. He always wants that everybody be happy. You see, there are three kinds of people. There are some people who want that I must be happy and you must not be happy, right? There's another kind of people, let me be happy, let you also be happy. But there are third category, it's okay if I'm not happy, but I want you to be happy. You see? So Lord Ramachandra is like that. He's always working for the welfare of everybody. And he is unmatchable. He has got no other match. So that is another quality. And he has got full of knowledge. So he's completely full of knowledge of the Vedas. He has studied the Vedas under Vashishta. So he has learned all the Vedas perfectly well. There is no knowledge that he does not know. And he is endowed with all the riches. So he's like the richest personality present. Of course, he must be, because he is the supreme personality of Godhead, Madhava. That means the husband of the goddess of fortune. So when the husband of the goddess of fortune will have all the riches with him. Another important point about Lord Ramachandra is that he has got complete control over his senses. How many of you think that that's an important quality? Type me in the chat. That one must have full control over your senses. If you have a full control over your senses, you are called as Goswami. But if a person is not having control over his senses, he's called Godas. Go means senses. Goswami. We say Goswami. Goswami means one who is a master of senses. And another wonderful quality is that he is the master of unlimited powers. So he is all powerful. Parasya Shaktir Vividaiva Shruyate. The Shruti Vedas are saying that the Supreme Personality of Godhead has got unlimited powers. And let us see the next one. The next quality is that when he becomes angry, even the greatest of the demigods start shivering. So they will have a chill in their spine if Lord Ramachandra becomes angry. There was one time when Lord Ramachandra became angry. That is when he came. He wanted to cross the Lanka. He wanted to cross the ocean of Indian Ocean to go to Lanka, and he sat down there and he was respectfully meditating so that the sea god will give way, Samudra. But after a couple of days, he sees that there is no response. At that point of time, he becomes extremely angry. At that point of time, he calls out very loudly that now I'm going to destroy the sea completely, forever. So then the sea god will immediately appear and say, I'm so sorry, my dear Lord. I'm so sorry for not responding. Kindly calm down. So when Lord Ramachandra becomes angry, even the greatest of the demigods also get a chill in their spine. Another thing is that, let us see, he is full of self-realization. So he understands the spiritual knowledge 100% well. He's full of self-realization. And then he's capable of conquering his enemies. So if anybody comes in front of him and says that I am your enemy, he's very much capable of conquering them. And then he is the shelter for those people who take surrender unto his lotus feet. That means if anybody comes to him and says, my dear Lord Ramachandra, please accept me as your servant, then he will immediately give shelter. Right? So there is a very famous verse in Ramayana which says that even if once somebody says, oh my dear Lord Ramachandra, I am yours. If somebody takes shelter of Lord Ramachandra, then he gives fearlessness. You see, he gives fearlessness for those who are taking the shelter of Lord Ramachandra. Okay, so that is very important, because can you think of one example where, Lord Ramachandra gave shelter to? Type in the chat. Who took shelter of Lord Ramachandra? Vibhishana. So the verse is like this. Sakruteva prapanno yas tavasmiti cha yachate abhayam sarvada tasmai dadami etat vratam mama. Lord Rama is saying, it is my woe that if only once seriously surrenders to me, anyone, saying that, my dear Lord, from this day I am yours, and prays to me for courage, I shall immediately award courage to that person, and he will always remain safe from that time on. So if you're feeling scared, all you have to do is just take the shelter of Lord Ramachandra. Just say only once that, my dear Lord Ramachandra, I am yours. I am completely surrendered to you. That's it. And from that day, you'll be fearless. So that is the promise of Lord Ramachandra. And he's perfect in the knowledge of the Vedas. So he knows the entire knowledge of the Vedas. So in Bhagavad Gita also, Lord Krishna says, Vedanta Krut Veda Videva Chaham. That means the Supreme Lord is the knower of all the Vedas. Actually, there is nobody who understands the Vedas. So somebody can say, I'm a great scholar, I'm a great Vedic scholar, I understand Vedas. No, sir, you don't understand Vedas. Or even a demigod say, I understand Vedas. No, nobody can understand Vedas. Only Lord understands the Vedas perfectly. And he's an expert in using his weapons. Lord Rama is an expert in using his weapons. Can you tell me who is the teacher who gave him divine weapons? Unmute and tell. Which preceptor gave him divine weapons? Vishwamitra. Yes, Vishwamitra. Not Parashar. Vishwamitra gave him. So if you remember, you see, Vishwamitra comes to Dashrath Maharaj and he says that I want your son to kill this Tataka, Rakshas. Then Dashrath Maharaj says, oh, my boy is so small. He's just 12-year-old, 14-year-old, such a small boy. I can't send him. Instead, I can come. No, I want only your boy. Then Rama and Lakshmana will go. And then they will kill Tataka. At that time, Vishwamitra will give him a lot of weapons. So he is expert in the usage of the weapons. So even in Bhagavad Gita, there is a shloka that comes that Krishna says that, I am among those people who carry the weapons, I am Lord Rama. Right? Rama Shastravatam Aham. Means whoever is having these Shastras is Rama. Says, I am the Ram. I am Lord Ram. And then, if he is so determined that he's so steadfasted, he's like steady in his mind. So once he thinks that I will achieve this goal, once locked, nobody can change his will. Finished. He's going to get it. He will do anything, he'll get it. Nobody can. He's infallible. It doesn't happen with us. We have so many goals. We try to do something, but we won't be able to do that. But the Lord Ramachandra, if he decides that I am going to accomplish this, it is 100% sure that he will accomplish it. There is absolutely no question whether he can or he cannot. So you see, once what happened, Lord Vishnu came in the form of Bali Maharaj. In the form of Vamana Deva in front of Bali Maharaj. And he asked for 3 feet of land. At that point of time, Shukracharya warned him, told him that do not give this to his Lord Vishnu. He has come to take away everything from you. Do not give him the charity. Then Bali Maharaj counter-argued. He said, he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. If he has decided that he wants to give the kingdom to Indra, he is going to do it. If I give it respectfully, then it is good for me. I will have the credit that I have given charity to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. If I do not give him, somehow or the other, he is going to definitely take it. So that is the plan of the Lord. So nobody can actually, he's infallible. That's why it's called Achyuta. So and then let us see some more things. He's very tolerant. He's very tolerant. And then his knowledge has got no limits. He has got unlimited knowledge. And he is a great leader. He's a great leader. And he's a very compassionate person at heart. He's the most compassionate person at heart. So, for example, whom did Lord Ramachandra deliver in the beginning? Can anybody remember one act of compassion of Lord Ramachandra? Whom did he deliver?
Jatayu.
Even before that, Balakanda?
Putana?
Nay, Ahalya.
Ahalya. So Ahalya was cursed by Gautama Rishi to become a stone. And Lord Ramachandra touched with his feet and got her out of the curse. So that is his compassion. And another quality about Lord Ramachandra is very extremely beautiful. He's so beautiful, he's so beautiful, he's so beautiful. It is said in Ramayana that even men would get attracted to him. It is generally seen in this world that opposite genders get attracted to each other. But in case of Lord Ramachandra, even men become attracted to him. That is how you see the sages of Dandakaranya, they got attracted to Lord Ramachandra's beauty. And they said that we are willing to become your wives. We would like to become your lovers. Then Lord Ramachandra said it is not possible in this lifetime. In the next lifetime, when I'm going to come as Lord Krishna, then you will be coming as the gopis. That time you can associate with me as a lover. So he's so beautiful. And he is likable by every person. He's loved by all. He's loved by all. All the people of Ayodhya used to love him so much, right? So he was such a loving leader. You see, even before he became the king also, even before he was coronated as a prince also, he used to personally talk to every person in Ayodhya. He used to personally participate in the happiness and distress of each and every family of Ayodhya. So that's how he had a personal touch with everybody. So everybody loved him. So of course, he is lovable because he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is the Paramatma sitting in the heart of every living entity. So therefore, every living entity's dearest friend is Lord. Suhrudam Sarvabhuteshu, right? Bhagavad Gita. Suhrudam Sarvabhuteshu means our dearmost friend is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And another wonderful quality about him is that he sees with equality even his friends and enemies. So he does not differentiate that these are my friends and these are my enemies. So even if there is somebody who is acting like an enemy also, he is friendly towards them. He still has the friendly compassion towards them. He does not have any enmity towards them in their heart. So he's completely impartial. He does not have any partiality. Samoham sarvabhuteshu name dveshyosti na priyaha. Bhagavad Gita. That means he is equal to every living entity. He is equal. He does not show any distinction. And then it is said that he is as grave and as serious like the ocean. And he is as beautiful as the moon. And he is as tolerant as the earth. And when he is angry, his anger is compared to the fire of the dissolution of the universe. So at the time of dissolution, final dissolution, there is a fire that comes from Sankarshana. This fire is so much that it will burn the entire 14 worlds into ashes. So when Lord Ramachandra becomes angry, his anger is like that fire. And he's full of all riches. He's like Kubera in riches. Right? So these are the wonderful qualities of Lord Ramachandra. Okay? So there is also a very nice verse that says, Ramaya Ramabhadraya Ramachandraya Vedase Raghunathaya Nathaya Sitaya Pataye Namaha. Ramaya Ramachandraya. So that is a very wonderful description of Lord Ramachandra. Okay. So type Rama in the chat. So wonderful 40 qualities of Lord Ramachandra. Okay. How many of you are now ready for hearing the 40 qualities of Lord Krishna? Type me in the chat. Type me in the chat. It's going to be amazing. Too good. Okay. So let us see this. I'll just read out the verse. It's in Sanskrit. Just bear with me for 2 minutes. Let me read the Sanskrit verse because it's nice. See, the thing is, when we hear the Sanskrit verse, right? Why do we read the Sanskrit verse? Even if you don't understand, that's fine. There's a benefit in listening to the Sanskrit verse. The first advantage is that these are the original words, like the original language. That's the first advantage, first benefit. The second benefit is when you recite the Sanskrit mantras or Sanskrit shlokas, it is like reciting a mantra. So all the mantras are put inside the Sanskrit shlokas, right? So there's a beautiful tune as well. Okay, so let me read this shloka. So all the 40 qualities of Lord Krishna. Now let me give a context first of all. So who spoke these 40 qualities of Lord Krishna? With whom? So that's what we said. Who and whom? To whom? Who and to whom? So this situation happened when Mother Earth and Dharma Devata was in the form of a bull. Mother Earth was in the form of a cow. And Mother Earth was intolerably crying. Then the Dharma, religious principles in the form of a bull, questioned to Mother Earth, please tell me what is the cause of your suffering? So it goes on asking a lot of questions. The bull asks a lot of questions. So is it because of this you're suffering? Is it because of this you're suffering? Is it because of this? Then finally, Mother Earth starts telling, the reason why I'm suffering is because the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he was walking all over the place, sometimes with barefoot in Vrindavan, or sometimes maybe with chappal or his sandals, but he was actually putting his feet on the earth. That's very important. His lotus feet were touching me. But now that Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Shri Krishna, he went back to his original place, Golok Vrindavan. So that is why I'm actually feeling bad. That's the cause for my grief. And then she starts to narrate these 40 qualities of Lord Krishna. Satyam Shaucham Daya Styaga Santosha Arjavam Shamodamastapasamyam Titiksho Parati Srutam Jnanam Viraktirashwaryam Shauryam Tejo Balam Smritihi Swatantriyam Kaushalam Kshakantir Dhairyam Madhavam Evacha Pragalbhyam Prasaryaशीलम सा ओजो बलम भगः गांभीर्यं स्थैर्यमास्तिक्यं कीर्तिर्मानो नहंकृतिः एते चान्ये च भगवान् नित्या यत्र महागुणाः प्रार्थ्या महत्त्वम् इच्छाद्भिर् न वियन्ति स्म कर्हिचित् तेनाहं गुणपात्रेण श्रीनिवासेन साम्प्रतं शोचामि रहितं लोकं पाप्मानाकलिनेक्षितम्. This is very, very beautiful verse. Okay, so any volunteers for reading this translation for me? Hare Krishna. I want a volunteer. Yes, let's go.
Prabhuji, can I read?
Yes, yes, please go ahead.
In translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. In him reside truthfulness, cleanliness, intolerance of another's unhappiness, the power to control anger, self satisfaction, straightforwardness, steadiness of mind, control of the sense organs, responsibility, equality, tolerance, equanimity, faithfulness, knowledge, absence of sense enjoyment, leadership, chivalry, influence, the power to make everything possible, the discharge of proper duty, complete independence, dexterity, fullness of all beauty, serenity, kind heartedness, ingenuity, genitality, magnanimity, determination, perfection in all knowledge, proper execution, possession of all objects of enjoyment, joyfulness, immovability, fidelity, fame, worship, pridelessness, being as a personality of Godhead, being, eternity, and many other transcendental qualities which are eternally present and never to be separated from Him. That personality of Godhead, the reservoir of all goodness and beauty, Lord Shri Krishna, has now closed his transcendental pastimes on the face of the earth. In the absence, the age of Kali, Prabhuji, there's something in the screen I cannot read, blockage. Okay, in his absence, the age of Kali has spread its influence everywhere. So I'm sorry to see this condition of existence. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So this is the verse that is given by Bhudevi, that is Mother Earth, right? And let us see. First of all, even if it is possible to count all the atoms of the universe, just imagine if I give you a task to count, all the atoms of the universe. Why atoms of the universe? I just tell you, can you count how many atoms are there in your house? It's not possible. Unlimited atoms. If I ask you, can you count the number of stars in the sky? Unlimited. If I ask you, how many grains of sand are there on the seashore? Unlimited. Not possible to count. But even if it is possible to count the atoms after smashing the earth into powder, it is not possible to estimate the unfathomable transcendental qualities of Lord Krishna. So there are so many qualities. Lord is the reservoir of qualities. So we think that, sometimes what happens is we think that I know what is good, what is bad. Okay? And then we try to judge Lord with our scale of goodness and badness. We have no idea that Lord is an ocean of good qualities. And whatever good qualities that we may have is like a drop in that ocean. It is just like a drop, one single drop. So whatever good qualities that we may have got by the grace of our parents or by our culture, it is just a drop. That's it. Lord is a reservoir, is an ocean of good qualities. Right? So I was saying that Anantadeva, Anantashesha is trying to enumerate these qualities from time immemorial. And he is not still successful. He has got so many wonderful qualities. Right? So let us see some of the important qualities here. So there is a quality that is given here. Intolerance for another's happiness. Intolerance for another's distress. Para sukha sukhi, para dukkha dukhi. Right? Let us try to understand this. When others become happy, do we become happy or unhappy? What do you think? When others become happy, do we become happy or unhappy? When others become unhappy, do we become happy or unhappy? Depends whether our friends or not. Correct? If they're not our friends, then we'll feel, okay, then they're not our friends, the suffering will say, nice, good, he deserves, isn't it? But here, you see, Lord Krishna's quality is said that he is intolerant of another's unhappiness. He cannot see anybody to be suffering. He cannot see anybody to be suffering. He is intolerant of the suffering of others. And then let us see a little deeper analysis of this. So this topic can be divided into three more topics. The first one is two topics. That is protection of the surrendered souls and well wishes for the devotees. So Lord Krishna is saying that he wants every soul to surrender to him. Right? Now we may think that if Krishna, he wants that everybody to be happy. Right? I said to you that, para sukha sukhi. If you are happy, I am happy. He wants to see that everybody is happy. If you are unhappy, I am unhappy. So Lord Krishna is like that. If we become unhappy, Krishna becomes unhappy. He cannot see us to be unhappy. So now, there are 2 points in this. He gives protection to the surrendered souls and he wishes well for the devotees. Now we can see that how is it possible? So Lord Krishna, is he partial to the devotees? So what do you think? From this, is it that he is partial to the devotees? That why is he saying that he's protecting only the devotees and he's wishing well only for the devotees? He's not doing for others? Is it like that? Right? I'll tell you, there's a secret behind this. Those who are not the devotees of the Lord, there is no particular protection given by Krishna. There is no personal protection. They are left to be taken care by the karma. Simple. Just like the government. The government, as long as you are paying your taxes, as long as you are a proper citizen, you are a lawful citizen, you are very nicely taken care by the government. The moment you are put into a prison house, your laws will change. Are you understanding? If you're put into a prison house, you no longer have all the rights that you have. The fundamental rights of the Constitution are no longer applicable for you. You do not have right to do whatever you want, you cannot do. There are some restrictions now. Now the law has changed for you. The reason is because you are not aligned with the government. So similarly, it is like, but Lord Krishna is equal to everybody. Samoham sarva bhuteshu. Just like the sun. You see, the sun is there. Okay, there are 2 houses. Okay, let us take 2 houses. Okay, let's take Ramesh and Suresh. The 2 houses, and they're both facing east-facing houses. Fine. The sun is rising and there is a light that is coming inside. Now the first person, Ramesh, he opens the doors and all the sunlight comes in. There's a second guy, Suresh, who is closing the doors and the sunlight doesn't come and his house is full of darkness. Now, can you tell me whose fault is it that Suresh's house is dark? Is it the fault of the sun or the fault of Suresh? Type in the chat. Whose fault is it? Is it the fault of the sun? Is it the fault of the sun? If Suresh's house is dark, is it the fault of the sun? It is Suresh's fault. His fault is that he closed the doors. The doors should have been kept open. Open. Correct, no? Simple, right? So, for example, if let us say the government is giving COVID vaccine to everybody, to the neighborhood, and everybody has been given information. Let us say there is a person who does not go and take the vaccine and gets affected by COVID. Whose mistake is that? Can you please unmute and tell me? Is it the mistake of the government? Yes, no. Yes or no?
Mistake of that person, Prabhuji.
100% mistake of the person. So Lord Krishna's grace, Lord Krishna's protection is for everybody. He wants to personally protect every living entity, just like the sun is giving sunlight. But provided we have to open the doors. We have shut the doors of our heart. And that's why our heart is filled with darkness. The moment we open our heart, then Lord Krishna's grace is always with us. and he is ready to personally protect us. And if we close the doors of our heart, there is nothing much Krishna can do. We will be taken care by the laws of material nature. So just like a person who is not willing to cooperate with the government, he is acting against the government, he must be uh, handed over to the police department. So the police department has to take care. Similarly, Yamadharmaraj is the police department. So as long as we are pure devotees, simple, Krishna's instructions are very clear. Just always think about me, surrender to me. Simple. It's just like the sun. It's like, open your doors and let the sunlight come in. Simple. But now if somebody is not taking that instruction, somebody is shutting the doors of their house, then darkness will prevail. So the government instruction is, all of you be lawful citizens, pay the tax and follow the rules and regulations of the constitution. But if somebody is violating repeatedly, then that person must be handed over to the police. The government is no longer going to take care of him. And it is not the fault of the government. It is the notorious nature of the person. Is it not? It is the notorious nature of the person for having neglected the graceful instructions of the government and having chosen to violate the law. It is not the fault of the government. Similarly, another point is, Lord is guaranteeing. He is saying that I guarantee that anybody who surrenders to me, I will give protection to them. Lord Krishna is saying, Kaunteya pratijanihi name bhakta pranashyati. O Arjuna, you boldly declare that my devotee never perishes. This is the promise of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. We just saw that Lord Krishna, he never violates his promise. Krishna, Satyavan, never violates his promise. He never violates his promise. He is promising that my devotee never perishes. Kaunteya pratijanihi name bhakta pranashyati. When he is giving such a beautiful promise, if the unfortunate people are unable to accept this, then they have to naturally suffer from the material miseries. So, my dear devotees, the reason for suffering in this material world is this. The reason is we do not accept this promise of Krishna. Name bhakta pranashati. We do not surrender to Krishna. That's why we are suffering for material miseries. The moment we surrender to Krishna, there is no more material miseries, absolutely nothing. There is absolutely nothing. So Lord is equally wishing to everyone. But the unfortunate living entity, because of bad association, is unable to accept the instructions as it is. We're not able to take the instructions as it is because there is some reservation in our heart. We have some amount of doubt whether Krishna will fulfill his promise or not, whether Krishna will really help me or not, whether Krishna will really personally protect me or not. This doubt we have. That's why we are not taking Krishna's direct instructions. That to surrender unto me, sarva dharman parityajya, mamekam sharanam vraja, aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami mashucha. So he appears partial to his devotees, Bhakta Vatsala Govinda. Lord Krishna appears to be partial to the Pandavas. He appears to be partial to the devotees. He appears to be partial to the demigods. But no, it's not the fact. The thing is, these devotees just simply follow whatever Krishna says. That's it. Pandavas, if Krishna says, do this, they will do it. That's it. When the Narayanastra was put by Ashwatthama, Lord Krishna said, everybody bow down. Everybody bowed down. Bhima was not ready to bow down. Narayanastra is very powerful. Nobody can conquer it. Right? And Lord Krishna pulled him down and made him bow down. How wonderful is that? Right? With force, he pulled him down. That bow down. This is the way we have to escape from this Narayanastra. Right? So just look at. On the other hand, Duryodhana, Lord Krishna is going as an ambassador and he's explaining this is not a good thing to do. The Pandavas are very powerful and this is completely against dharma to take their property, give it back to them. Duryodhana is not ready to listen. He says, okay, if you cannot give the entire property, give at least 5 villages. Duryodhana is not ready to listen. Now tell me, is Lord Krishna partial towards Pandavas? Or it is the Kauravas who are very envious? Tell me. Who can say that?
Kauravas are
Kauravas
delayed.
are envious.
Kauravas are not ready to accept any instruction. So the demons are not ready to accept the instructions of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That's the definition of a demon. Vishnu Bhakta Bhavet Daiva Asura Viparyataha. Vishnu Purana is saying. The devotee of Lord Vishnu is called Daiva, demigod. Asura Viparyataha, opposed to Lord Vishnu, is called demon. That's the definition of demon. You see, in the Kshirosagar Mantana, the churning of the milk ocean, there were 2 parties. That is, demigods and the demons. The demons directly went to Lord Vishnu and they surrendered to Lord Vishnu and he said, what should we do now? Please tell us what we should do. Then Lord was the project manager. So he was like, he was on the field, site manager. So he comes and then he says, okay, do one thing, go and make friendship with the demons. They say, oh, how can we make friendship with our enemies? Okay, fine. Supreme Lord is saying, let us just follow. They immediately taken the instruction. They made friendship with the enemies also because the Lord said. And they said, okay, get the Mandara Parvata. And they brought the Mandara Parvata. And they brought Vasuki snake from Lord Shiva. And then they started to churn. And then they needed a fulcrum. Somebody had to carry that Mandara Parvata. Lord Vishnu himself carried it and put it. Nobody was able to carry it. And then they needed a fulcrum. Lord himself became the Kurma and he sat down. And then Lord Vishnu said to the demigods that you catch the head of Vasuki. Then all the demigods said, yes, sir. Whatever you say, we will do. They took the head of Vasuki. The demons are thinking, oh, this Vishnu is a very dangerous personality. He is full of Maya. I don't know why he is telling that. Something is wrong. Why should we catch the tail? Are you trying to say that we are inferior people? You see, the demons are this. Dambo, that is Ahankara. This is, what is it? Damba, Abhimanascha. Damba, Krodha, Abhimana. What we call as, we dub it as self-respect, but it is actually demoniac quality. Okay? So Abhimana is a demoniac quality. So demons are saying, why we are less? Why we should catch the tails? We will catch the head. So similarly, the Supreme Personality of Godhead has given the Vedas, Vedic instructions for us, Bhagavad Gita. And then we are questioning, the modern society is questioning why we should follow this. What is this? This is all superstition. Why should we follow the instructions of the religion? Who said that we should not eat during the eclipse time? I shall eat and show in life. This is called violation of the instructions of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. You see, this is called enviousness. This is called demoniac nature. Right? So now tell me, now what happened next? The demigods exchanged. They said, okay, take the head, give us the tail. What happened next? After churning a little bit, anybody can say? Something happened.
Poison came out. Poison.
Poison came out from the head and all the demons started dying. And all the demigods started laughing. So if you follow the instructions of Krishna, everything is good. We just have to follow it. We should have the faith in the instructions of Krishna. We should have faith in the instructions of the spiritual master. We should have faith in it. Because Lord is well-wishing to everybody. He is well-wishing even to the demigods. He is well-wisher even for the demons. So when Lord Krishna, he is killing somebody, let us say he is killing Paundraka Vasudeva, or he is killing Kamsa, or he is killing Shishupala, he is even wishing them well for them also. If he is killing Putana, Aghasura got Sarupya Mukti. Aghasura was a very big snake. He opened his mouth. Krishna and all his friends were playing, right? And he was meditating upon Krishna. Because he is sent by Kamsa, he wants that Krishna enter inside his mouth and he will kill him. So he was waiting for Krishna, open mouth, big cave like a structure, everybody seeing, and he's meditating upon Krishna. When will Krishna come? When will Krishna come inside me? When will Krishna come inside me? Like that, he's meditating, the demon. And all the children, the childhood friends of Krishna, they all said, oh wow, what a wonderful cave. Let us go inside. Then they thought, oh, it's a poisonous, maybe it is a snake. Who cares? We are devotees of Krishna. Nothing will happen. Krishna is with us. Krishna will save us. They went inside. And then they all died because of the poison. Then Krishna had to come inside. Krishna had to come for the sake of his devotees, his friends. He had to come. He came inside of Aghasura. Just think. The Supreme Personality of Godhead has entered inside that snake, Aghasura. Aghasura may be a demon, but Krishna has entered inside him. It's such a wonderful thing. He became completely purified and Krishna killed him. He expanded himself within and he cut his head off. And then this Aghasura got Sarupya Mukti. Immediately he got liberated. He got the form of four-handed form, which resembles Lord Vishnu. And he went back to Godhead, Aghasura. Now tell me, Krishna, his punishment, is it really a punishment? Can somebody tell me? Is it a punishment? Kamsa got impersonal liberation. Shishupala got impersonal liberation. Putana got personal liberation. Aghasura got liberated. All the demons who he killed got liberated. All the people of the Kurukshetra war who fought when Lord Krishna was the Rathasarathi, Parthasarathi, right? He is on the chariot and he is personally guiding Arjuna, very, very attentively seeing, right? And all the people are putting, different arrows towards Arjuna and Arjuna is killing them. All of them got liberated on Kurukshetra. Everybody in the war of Kurukshetra, everybody got liberated, including the Pandavas and the Kauravas. Anybody who died there got liberated. Now tell me, is Krishna partial to anybody? Can anybody say? Is he partial? Yes, no. He's not partial. Samoham sarvabhuteshu name dveshyosti na priyah. That means Lord Krishna is non-envious to everyone. But the problem is, ye bhajanti tu mam bhaktya maite teshu chapyaham. That means if anybody renders service in devotion, he is a friend. He is in me and I am also a friend to him. So the way you reciprocate with Krishna, he will reciprocate with you. So the demigods, they reciprocate with Krishna in a sanukulasya. Sanukula means in a favorable manner. The demons violate Krishna's instruction and they do it unfavorably against Krishna. They hate Krishna. Kamsa was always thinking about Krishna in fear. He was fearful of Krishna and always meditating upon Krishna. He got liberated. All the demons got liberated like that. Shishupala was envious of Krishna, always scolding Krishna. Always scolding, always scolding, always scolding. He got liberated finally. But that is a demoniac liberation. Right? The demigods or the devotees, they don't behave like that. Whatever Krishna says, we must agree to that principle. Whatever Bhagavad Gita says, we should just follow. We should say, yes, sir. Just like how Arjuna said, right? What did Arjuna say? Karishye vachanam tava. Towards the end of Bhagavad Gita, he said, whatever you say, I will do it. In the beginning, he said, Nayotsayiti Govindam. He said, I will not fight. At the end, he said, Karishye vachanam tava. I'll follow whatever you're saying. This is the important thing. So, Lord Krishna is equal to everybody. Another important point is, the Lord never deviates from his promises. If Lord Krishna has given a promise, he will never deviate it. He has given assurance for protection. that means that that promise will be executed in all circumstances. In any circumstance, that promise will be fulfilled. That's it. Take the case of Draupadi. Draupadi was getting disrobed in the Asat Sabha, in the assembly of the Kurus. And she had no shelter but Krishna. And she loudly chanted the name of Krishna. And Krishna fulfilled his promise. Take the case of Gajendra. Gajendra was a great devotee in the previous lifetime, Indradyumna Maharaj. And then in this lifetime, he forgot and he was cursed and he became an elephant. And he was a very powerful elephant. He became completely disturbed by material nature. And he was so busy with his family, thousands of wives, and suddenly crocodile caught him. Thousands and thousands and thousands of days of struggle. All of his blood is gone from his body. No more strength. At that point of time, he is just surrendering to the Lord. And Lord immediately came and killed that crocodile and delivered Gajendra. So that means Lord never deviates from his word of honor. If he has given a word, that means it is final. He will never deviate from it. I'll tell you something very interesting and unique. Bhishma Pitamaha, you see, Lord Krishna promised in Mahabharata that I shall not lift a weapon. Lord Krishna said, I shall not lift a weapon. And what did Bhishma promise? Anybody can say? What was Bhishma's promise?
He will
That he'll not
with
fight
the-
against a woman.
Okay, what else?
And is voluntarily offer whenever Icha Marani.
Okay, that is also fine. What else? There was another promise that he did.
That he'll never marry and have children.
Okay, that's fine. And with respect to the war, when Bhishma heard the promise of Krishna, somehow he promised. He heard that Krishna said that I will not lift the weapon. I'll not lift the weapon, but I will still protect Arjuna. Then Bhishma promised, I will make Lord Krishna lift a weapon against me. This is my promise. Now Krishna's promise and devotee's promise. What should win?
Devotee.
Yeah, the devotee's promise should win. Right? Krishna's promise is that he said, I will not lift the weapon. Bhishma's promise is, I'll make Krishna lift the weapon. Now what happened? So they're face to face. Bhishma Pitamaha and Arjuna. Krishna is the supreme worshipable Lord of Bhishma. Bhishma is such a wonderful, pure devotee of Krishna. Right? So he's so happy to see Krishna and Arjuna there. Because Krishna was looking so beautiful. So the description is given in Bhagavatam, how he was looking. He was very attentive. In one hand, on his left hand, he was holding the reins of the horse. On the right hand, he was holding one whip for the horse. And he was so attentively seeing, protecting Arjuna, that nobody should kill Arjuna. So he's like very attentive. And in the heat of that war, he's sweating. There's a little bit of sweat. And there's so much of dust, right, fallen on his face, right? And he's looking very beautiful in that Parthasarathi Rupa. And Bhishma Pitamaha is seeing that and he's so wonderfully awestruck, he's so happy. Then Bhishma said, now I shall show my power. And then he started putting so many arrows on Arjuna and Krishna also. Krishna is the chariot driver. And Krishna was happily taking those arrows, right? So, and blood was spilling. Krishna's blood was spilling, right? Right, then what happens? Anybody can say what happens next?
He lift the wheel of the chariot and just want to throw it. And
Yes.
Arjuna prevented him to not to break promise like that.
Yes. Then Krishna, he becomes very angry. He becomes very angry that Bhishma is attacking Arjuna. He's almost about to kill Arjuna. And he just, Arjuna is not having any weapons also now in his hands. It's completely gone, Because it's like, Arjuna, Bhishma has 25,000 times more power than Arjuna. He's 25,000 times more, powerful. So now Krishna just charges. He just lifts a wheel of the chariot and charges towards Bhishma to kill him with that wheel. So when Bhishma sees that, he becomes so happy. Why is he happy? Anybody can tell me?
Because he's seeing the Supreme Personality of Godhead in him.
He will be liberated.
What else?
He will be liberated.
Okay, what else? There's another
He's
most
protecting
important point.
Arjuna.
There's another important point.
He has made a promise that you make him to lift the way this one, make him angry and lift the weapon like that. So that
He
is
made
happy.
Krishna break his promise.
Not that. He's happy because Krishna sacrificed his own promise for his devotee. That is the thing.
Oh.
So I'll tell you one beautiful shloka. Swanigamam upahaya mat pratignyam ritamadhikartum avapluto rathastaha dhritarata charano abhaya chalagdur haririvahantum ibham gato tariya. Anybody can read this translation? It's very, very beautiful. Yes, quickly.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yeah, go ahead.
Fulfilling my vow and sacrificing his own promise, he got down from the chariot, took up its wheel, and ran towards me hurriedly, just as a lion goes to kill an elephant. He even dropped his outer, Prabhuji, what is that? There's something coming in between. Outer garment on the way. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So, for the sake of Bhishma's promise, Krishna broke his promise. That means, for the sake of devotee, Krishna is even ready to break his promise also. And he was rushing towards Bhishma to kill him, just like a lion goes to kill an elephant. And in that rush to kill him, he dropped even his outer garment on the way. His dress also fell down. He's not even conscious about that. So that's the beautiful quality of Krishna. So here it appears as if, Krishna wants to kill Bhishma, but actually what's happening here? Anybody can say what exactly happened here? Is Krishna really wanting to kill Bhishma? Is that the reason why he lifted the wheel?
I think Arjuna went to him not to break his promise and he will obey his orders like that. So, that is the sequence for Prabhuji.
Yeah. So the thing here, what is happening is, apparently Krishna is appearing to be angry, but Krishna is very pleased with Bhishma. Bhishma is a pure devotee. And for the sake of Bhishma, he has broken his promise. It's a way of showing that, see, for you, I broke my promise. Is that clear now? Got it?
Yes, Prabhuji.
No,
Yeah.
but he broke his promise for Arjuna, right?
No, he broke his promise for Bhishma, not for Arjuna. Because Bhishma has taken the promise that I will make Krishna give up his weapon. So he is balancing both the devotees. Here, one side Arjuna, one side Bhishma. Bhishma, he wants to protect Arjuna. And one side, Bhishma has promised that I will make you give up your vow. So Krishna, if he would have wanted, he need not have broken the vow also, right? He could have done something else also. Right? So he broke his vow. Are you getting it? For the
Yes,
sake of
we're
Bhishma,
all merciful. Very merciful.
that is the mercy. That is the mercy. That is what is Bhishma praying. That you are so merciful that you have done this for me. You have done it for me. So he's remembering that past time at the time of leaving his body. You see? So that is so wonderful. So when Lord gives assurance for protection, the promise is executed in all circumstances. It is a duty of the pure devotee to be fixed in the discharge of duty entrusted to him. So the devotee has to strictly adhere to the instructions of Krishna or by Krishna's bona fide representative, the spiritual master. And the rest of it, Krishna will take care personally. Right? And something very interesting now. Krishna actually does not have any responsibility. Because whatever work he has to do, how does he get it done? In the material world, anybody can say, how does Krishna get the work done in the material world? So, for example, if the Prime Minister...
Through his devotees.
Through his devotees, okay. If the Prime Minister wants to get something done, how does he go? Does he go and do it? For example, the tax collection department, does he go and collect the taxes?
Through his ministers.
Through his ministers.
Representation given
Through
to
his
somebody
representatives, through his ministers, through his energies. So the Prime Minister does not have to act like a police. There is a police department. The Prime Minister doesn't have to, go and give education. There is an education department, home department, everything is there. So the Supreme Personality of Godhead actually has got no responsibility. Lord Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, I have no work to perform in these three worlds. I have no duty at all. There is no duty for Krishna to perform. Because all the duties that he is supposed to perform are delegated to the appointed energies. Shrishti Sthiti Pralaya Sadhana Shakti Rekha Chayeva Vibharti Durga. So he is doing with the Maya Shakti, all the demigods, everybody is taking care. His appointed energies are taking care. But still, he takes voluntary responsibilities to show us transcendental pastimes. So, for example, he was acting like a boy. There was no need. So, he acted like the Gopala, cowherd boy of Nanda Maharaj, son of Nanda Maharaj. So, he used to take all the cows, right? So, how many of you like, taking cows? Is there anybody? So, our parents also say, if you don't study well, I will give you 2 buffaloes, right? But, we don't give a lot of respect for that duty, no? Nobody says, oh, this is such a very wonderful work that I have got some nice cows now, I'll take care of the cows. At least people will say, if you don't study, we'll buy 2 cows or 2 buffaloes and you can become a milkman. Yes or no? But Lord has become Gopala, right? The son of Nanda Maharaj, and he is taking all the cows of Nanda Maharaj. He has got 9 lakh calves. So when he was a small boy, he took all the calves for grazing. And he's showing the duty of a Vaishya. Krishi Goraksha. Krishi and means agriculture. Goraksha means protection of the cows. Lord Krishna is taking all the cows and grazing them. Okay, that is, he's playing the part of son of the Nanda Maharaj. So when he plays a part, he plays it perfectly well. He plays it 100% well. He discharges his responsibility perfectly. So he will take all the cows, 9 lakh cows, all of them will come back. Not even one of them will be lost anywhere. He will have track of all the cows and he will graze them correctly and bring them back properly. And when he was playing the part of a Kshatriya as a son of Vasudeva, he acted like Kshatriya. Yes or no? He acted like Kshatriya. That is, he married 16,108 wives like a Kshatriya. You see, a Kshatriya marriage is not like that of a common man. There's a difference. Common man, there may be arranged marriage, love marriage, or any kind of marriage. But then, Kshatriya marriage means this Kshatriya should go and fight. There must be some fight. There must be some war. Everybody should fight. There must be some bloodshed. And then everybody should be lost. And then the bride must win. This is a Kshatriya. This is the duty of a Kshatriya. Even Lord Ramachandra, how did he marry Sita Devi? He went for Swayamvara and he lifted the bow of Lord Shiva. Yes? And what did he do? Bow of Lord Shiva, what did he do? He was trying to put a rope to it and then he broke it. He broke it. Right? So like a Kshatriya. Right? So he showed his prowess and then he got married. Similarly, Krishna, he married 16,108 wives. None of them were married in a normal exchange. Like, okay, come Bharat matrimony, phone, talk, take. No. Everywhere fight. 16,108. You listen to all the stories. He will go, he will fight, he will show some talent, and then he will show something extraordinary. He will fight. He fights with Jambavan and marries Jambavati. Am I right? And like that for everyone he marries like that only. So Kshatriya, he's showing the quality of Kshatriya.
Satyabhama?
Satyabhama is a son of daughter of Satrajit. No, he shows his talent. No, he brings that
Buffaloes.
money. What is that? Satrajit, this Samantakaman. So then Satrajit voluntarily gives, because he has shown such a great prowess by fighting with Jambavan and clearing that it was not Lord Krishna who stole that Samantakaman, right? So now you'll see Lord Krishna's knowledge has got 5 points: intelligence, gratefulness, understanding the place, object, and time, and perfect knowledge of everything and knowledge of the self. Lord Krishna has 5 types of knowledge. He's very intelligent, he's very grateful, and he can see the time, place, and circumstance. Based on the time, based on the place, based on the circumstance, he will speak or he will act. So, for example, when the Kala Yavana, Jarasandha attacked 18 times, what did Lord Krishna do? Anybody knows? You'll be surprised.
He ran away.
He ran away. We cannot guess what he will do. That's why he's also called as Ranchor.
Ranchod.
Ranchor, Makanchor. All the devotees will be doing japa. Ranchor, 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 Makanchor, Ranchor, Makanchor. Like that they will be praying Dwarkavasi. So remember, Ranchor means he ran away from the war. So based on the object, place, and time, we cannot know what he will do. He can do anything, right? And then based on the time, he said, okay, I will not fight the Kurukshetra war. He said that, okay, I shall become the driver of Arjuna. Okay, based on the time, place, and circumstance, what he will do, he has got perfect knowledge. Where to do what perfectly. And he has got the knowledge of the self. So that is the wonderful thing. So Lord, first I'll tell you, being grateful is a very important divine quality. Okay. Those people who are not grateful for their benefactors are called fools. But Lord Krishna is Kritagnya, means he's fully grateful. If you do a little bit of service, he feels obliged to serve you. Little bit of service, you do a little bit of service. You take a little bit of flower and you offer it to Krishna, he will feel obliged. If you surrender yourself, he becomes fully obliged. Right? So, to the surrendered devotees like Yashoda and the gopis, he completely surrenders himself to them. It depends upon your level of surrender. If you do a little bit, he will surrender to you a little bit. Ye yatha mam prapadyante tam sataiva bhajamyaham. But you can bring him under full control, completely under your control, by reciprocation of love. Just like Yashoda, see, she loves Krishna so much that she does not consider her bodily things. She thinks about Krishna. How is he doing? And he's bound by that love. And she managed to tie Krishna with a rope to one mortar. You see, it is said in Brahma Samhita that the yogis, if they meditate upon Krishna for millions of years, they can only see the tip of the nail of Lord Krishna. Only nail they can see, tip of the nail. After meditating for millions and millions of lifetimes. But here, Yashoda has tied Krishna. Namastestu dhamne spura deepti dhamne tvadiyodaraya tha vishwasya dhamne tata prema bhaktim swakame prayacha namokshe graho mesti damodareha. Damodarashtakam. Right? So it says Namastestu dhamne spura deepti dhamne. Oh, I pay my obeisances to that rope. Because Tvadiyodarayata Vishwasya Dhamne. Lord Krishna's stomach is the entire universe goes inside his stomach. At the end of the universe creation, entire 14 worlds go inside his stomach. And this rope has tied that stomach. What kind of rope it is? I pay my obeisances to that rope. Right? And this Yashoda, how great is she? Right? How great is this devotee that Krishna has agreed to become tied by her to a mortar? Is the supreme absolute truth who cannot be caught even by the Vedas, not even by the yogis who are meditating for millions of years. Here, a simple lady Yashoda, out of her pure love as a mother, she was able to completely capture Krishna. You see, Krishna is very grateful. He does not forget any kind of service which is performed by the devotees to him. So therefore, his pure devotees, when they act unconditionally, if they serve, Krishna reciprocates to them. And when Krishna reciprocates, they feel very obliged and they serve more. And when they serve more, Krishna becomes further obliged and he starts to serve them. So there is the competition that's going on in the Vrindavana. So who will serve each other more? So the devotees are saying, we don't want anything from you, Krishna. We will serve you. Even if you're not going to reciprocate with us also, we are going to serve you. Then Krishna, when he hears this statement, he becomes so obliged that he starts serving like anything to them. When they see the Supreme Lord serving them so nicely, they start serving so much. So this is a wonderful exchange that's going on. You see? So that is the thing. And the Supreme Personality of Godhead, actually there is nothing except Krishna in this entire world. The Vedas are saying, Sarvam Khalvidam Brahma. That means in the form of Brahman, all the rays are him only, Krishna only. All the spiritual sky is Krishna only. He's a Brahmajyoti himself. So therefore, because he's omnipresent, he's present everywhere and he's omniscient. He knows everything. He's present everywhere, he knows everything also. And the beauty of Lord Krishna is so wonderful. Actually, it is different. His beauty and our beauty is different. Okay, we have to understand this. There's a little bit of understanding is required here. The thing is, Supreme Personality of Godhead is the source of beauty. His form is the original form. In the Bible, there is a verse that says that the God has given his form to the human beings. Actually, that is correct. His form is the two-handed form, Shyama Sundara. He has given his form to the human beings only out of causeless mercy. It's not that human beings have imagined God. No. God has created all the living entities along with human beings, and for special mercy with the human beings, he has given his kind of form to us, that we have 2 eyes, 2 ears, 2 hands, like that of Shyama Sundara Krishna. But there is still a difference. We are not all attractive like Krishna. We may be in our youth, but in our old age, we may not be. In the most beautiful hero or heroine, when they are in their 80s, 90s, they are not any more attractive. But Krishna is not like that. He is always attractive. He is so attractive, he is so beautiful that he can capture the attention even of Radharani. Right? He is called as Madana Mohana. That means he can attract the mind even of Manmada. That is a Cupid also. Sri Krishna is the... Yes?
Even Krishna got attracted by himself.
Krishna gets attracted by himself. That's right. So,
yes, in the mirror he saw something. And
once he saw in his mirror, when he was a small kid, he went to a mirror and he saw, who is this beautiful personality? And he was unable to take his eyes off. What is this beauty? What a beauty. Wow, who is this beautiful person? He's a small boy in front of the mirror. He doesn't know that he's seeing himself. So he gets attracted by himself. He's so beautiful. Right? So he is omnipotent. He is the Parabrahman, Supreme Personality, Absolute Truth. Omniscient, omnipresent. Omniscient means knows everything. Omnipresent means he's there everywhere. Every place he's there. Omnipotent means he can do anything. He has got inconceivable energy, Yogeshwara. He can do anything. He can lift the Govardhan mountain. Right? He can do anything. You know, he jumped from a big mountain also. He jumps from a very tall mountain. He and Balram jump once. Right? And he can dance on the slippery heads of Kali also. right? And then he can even delude Lord Brahma, the original creator of the universe also,
And he
right?
learned all the different types of 64 kind of art
Yes,
within, I don't know, what is it
64
period?
days, one day
64.
one. 64 days, all the 64 arts.
Perfectly.
Yeah, of course, he's the source of all the arts and music and dance and everything, is it not?
He can become so Sukshma and enter the Uttara's womb
Yeah,
and kill the Brahmastra.
which demon?
Brahmastra he killed, no? Entering Uttara's womb.
Uttara's womb. Yeah, he entered into Uttara's womb. He became very
Yes,
small.
small.
And Bakasura, he killed by becoming big. Right? Pralambasura, he became very heavy. Like that, he can kill any demon in any way, the way he wants. Right? He's omnipotent
Yogeshwara. Yogeshwara.
Yogeshwara. Right? So that is the wonderful thing. And the beautiful thing is that, the citizens of Dwarka, every day they used to see Krishna. Every day they see Krishna, but they feel that again we want to see Krishna. Just like imagine if Krishna was one of the person who is in our town or you're in your community. Krishna is coming out every day and you're seeing, but you're still anxious to see again tomorrow. Again, Krishna will come, again I shall see. Right? So that is the thing. Right? So this entire universe, material world, is actually a dreaming condition of Krishna. Yoga Nidra. Lord Vishnu is sleeping and he is dreaming. And because of his dream, the entire universe got created. This is actually a mystic slumber. The whole creation appears to be factual. It is not factual. Even though it is not factual, it appears to be real. It appears for me and for you. Our lives, our worlds are so real, but actually it is not real. It appears to be real only because of him. Right? So everything is under his control. Right? So he's maintaining all the activities like creation, and then he can give salvation to his enemies also. We discussed this, right? So all the enemies who have come to kill him, this Kamsa used to send so many demons, one after the other, one after the other. All the demons are coming and they're trying to kill Krishna, and then what happens to them finally? They all become what? Do they all go to hell?
Brahmajyoti.
They all become liberated. That liberation, which is sought after by the great jnanis and the great Vedic scholars and Paramahamsas, that he very easily gave to the demons who came to kill him. He is attractive even to the most liberated soul. Paramahamsas also get attracted to Krishna. That is the reason why he is worshipped even by Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva. You see? So he is like the controller of all the entire material energy, is like a switch. So based on his control, the material nature is working. You see? And then based on his energy only, this Maya is working. This Maya is completely under the control of Krishna. And we are under the complete control of Maya. So indirectly, we are under the complete control of Krishna. So Lord is coming again and again in multiple incarnations, one after the another, one after the another. Right? And all the Narayana forms are expansions of Lord Krishna. Right? So there is a very nice song, right? Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare He Natha Narayana Vasudeva Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare He Natha Narayana Vasudeva. So he is only Krishna. He is Govinda. He is only Narayana. Okay, Narayana is actually an expansion of Lord Krishna, not direct expansion also. Vasudeva expansion of Lord Krishna. Okay, so these are the wonderful qualities that we have seen today. Let's summarize. We saw the wonderful qualities of Lord Ramachandra and Lord Krishna. I summarized 40 qualities of Lord Ramachandra taken from Valmiki Ramayana. Very beautiful qualities, right? And he's a reservoir of all the good qualities, right? And it was said that these qualities are never separate from, Lord. The qualities are never separated from him. They are always in him fully. Okay. And then we saw wonderful qualities of Lord Krishna, the 40 qualities of Lord Krishna, right, which are enumerated by Bhudevi, right? And so this is the reason why Bhudevi is crying. The Mother Earth is crying because the Kali Yuga has started. Kali Yuga means forgetfulness of Krishna. Kali Yuga means revolt against Krishna, rebel. So then Krishna consciousness is a rebel against the rebels. Okay, it's a revolution. Krishna consciousness is a revolution against Maya. We are rebelling against Maya. And those people who are rebelling against Krishna, right? So this is the final conclusion, that Supreme Lord is the reservoir of all the good qualities. And those devotees who worship the Lord, they also get good qualities. They become good people, right? We see that a Vaishnava has got 26 good qualities of the demigods, right? So we get good qualities. Of course, the Supreme Lord is like an ocean. We can get maybe some drop or something. Even that drop is also a lot for this material world. Okay. So that's the thing, dear devotees. Okay. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Anybody has any questions or anything that you want to add? Go ahead. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Naresh Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, the qualities of Krishna, the sloka which Mataji, what you that they know the qualities we want that can be sent through this one Prabhuji message.
Sure. I'll send it through WhatsApp, Prabhu. Sorry. Okay.
And the recording also, Prabhuji.
Yes, sure. So I have a
Hare Krishna.
question. Yes, Hare Krishna. Yes, please.
Wanted to help. That is, fifth canto verses are little tough to recite, Prabhuji. They are not rhythmic actually. Any tune fitting it. So can you just help us recite fifth canto verses, Prabhuji?
I'll try. Sure. Some of them may be just Gadya. That means not Padya. They're just supposed to be read. They're not supposed to be sung. Okay. All right. Anything else? Anybody wants to just, I want to hear some realizations now, quickly.
Thank
What did you
you
learn?
very much for the wonderful teachings of the Krishna's qualities and Rama's qualities. And we enlightened so much by hearing so much explanation of Krishna. Whereas there's something very, very excited, Prabhuji. Very much, very wonderful. I thank you very much. Very sincerely, thank you very much, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Krishna Prabhuji, Krishna can be won only by pure love, unalloyed bhakti. Nothing else can attract Krishna, whatever money or knowledge or anything, but only bhakti he can be won.
That's right. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, enlightening session, Prabhuji. The more and more we listen to classes, our bhakti is also getting stronger, Prabhuji. We feel like more chanting and doing more service to Krishna. Thank you so much for your class, Prabhuji. And today's session was very much enlightening, Prabhuji. It was very wonderful. We get to learn a lot about unknown facts about many things got clarified in today's class, Prabhuji. Thank you so much, Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Hare Krishna. Yes, Indra Haridas Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you very much for the well explained Sri Rama's and Lord Krishna's qualities. Very much satisfied for me.
Thank you, Hare Krishna. Renuka Mataji, Saujanya Mataji, Kalyani Mataji, want to share something?
Extremely nectarian, Prabhuji. You feel like listening more and more. I don't want this class to get over.
Yes, Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Thank you so much,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna. Naresh Prabhu, what's your takeaway? Renuka Mataji, Hare Krishna.